Duran. I'm old.
What?
Duran.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody. It's time to Star Trek and chill. We started a little late. That's probably my fault. But John Orchiola here is going to go see Duran right after this.
Yes.
What a way to start the show.
What's your favorite Duran song, John?
As a James Bond fan, it's probably going to be A View to a Kill.
I don't know that.
But yeah, it's great. But I like all the hits. I like all the hits from the 80s and some stuff from the 90s. Ordinary World.
Oh, yes. I love that song.
Ordinary World and Come Undone. Those were the ones.
Yes, Come Undone.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
All right. Everybody in the live chat, first of all, hello. This is Star Trek and Chill, but we're going to talk a little bit about Duran apparently. Tell us your favorite Duran songs in the live chat now. What about you, Melissa, Anne-Marie, and Charlene, besides the ones we mentioned?
The first one that popped into my head was Her Name is Rio. She dances on the sand.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the first one.
I don't know if I have a favorite.
I don't know.
I like Duran, but I'm not a diehard fan.
Char
likes. Yeah, I was gonna say Char likes Hungry Like a Wolf.
That was good. That's a good one.
It's okay. Just to tear down your theory.
Yeah, I was just trying to show off like the fifth and only 5 songs I know from them. I think that's all I got. Anyway,
what was that other one?
Yeah,
Woman's
that other
Worlds?
one too.
Woman's Worlds or something like that. Can't remember.
Party time.
Boy, I don't know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So everybody at home, we will be talking about Star Trek Day. 80% of us were at the big Star Trek Day event. We're going to tell you all about it. John here was a member of the media, so he works for Screen Rant. So he was doing all these red carpet interviews or purple carpet interviews and having a lot of fun there. Anne-Marie was our resident web crawler. As you know, she was she knows more about Star Trek Day than we do, and we were there. So that's what's great about her.
Oh, and they did the New York pop-up.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that in just a moment. So Shar is here. Hi, Shar.
Hey, how you doing?
Awesome. And Melissa Longo is also here. She looks like she's floating in a nebula.
Yeah.
Let's see who is here in the live chat joining in the fun. Boy, oh boy, we've got Donnie. Oh, my name's Ryan T. Husk. We have Donnie Pearson, Scott Jensen the 13th. Scott, you're about to get a NAM in a minute. Just wait and see. It's coming. Stay tuned for that. David Gregory, Linda Anderegg, hello, Chuck A, JR Poole, Paul White. Ooh, the big show is here, everybody.
Ooh.
Paul Prime.
Paul Prime. No, Paul White is the big show.
Yeah.
You know, John.
That's great. Yeah.
This guy gets it.
He's my favorite Paul of the Mission Log Pauls.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, welcome. It's cool to be, confused with the wrestler. That's not a bad thing. TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri is also here. We got a lot of people joining in the fun. Fran Iverson, you are feeling ill. We're so sorry to hear that. So this episode is for you. If you don't feel better in 90 minutes, we'll do another 90 next week.
Okay.
All right. So first things first. Oh, yes. What are you drinking today, Shar? You've always got some fun cocktail happening.
I'm being kind of boring. It's my usual pomegranate martini.
That's not boring at all.
That's not boring.
It's delicious is what it is.
Mm-hmm. John's looking to his left right now or to his right. He's going like, oh, shit, do I have a beverage nearby?
I do not have a beverage.
That's okay.
You better get one.
But there isn't.
Melissa's got props with her beverage.
Yeah, this fun little container is more exciting than what's in it. Well, not really, because water is hydrating and it's too hot.
Where did you get that beverage vessel?
At Star Trek Day, and they engraved it with whatever you wanted on there, and I was really boring. I put my name on it. But
That's practical.
They did a great job, and I tested out the thermal dynamics of this beauty yesterday, and it does keep it really cold for a really long time, like really cold.
Nice.
Just out of the dispenser cold. It's great.
All right.
What about you, Anne-Marie? Do you have anything that's really cold besides my cold black heart over there?
I got.
Have in your hand?
Oh yeah, I went to the grocery store and got White Claw. So I have a watermelon White Claw again.
Yay.
I was like, I can't have
Yum.
Char being the only one drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's not cool to drink alone.
Shout out to Scott Jensen the 13th. I'm going to have another Liquid Death today because I feel like Liquid Death. These last, you guys, today is number 11 out of 11 days of this horrible heat wave in LA. You guys at home, it's been 100 to 110 degrees, at least where I am, every day for 11 days straight. And this is the 11th day. And then late tonight, we might get a tiny bit of rain. And then tomorrow it's going to start to cool off. So everybody, happy final day of heat wave day. And also happy Jeffrey Combs' birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday to him.
Woohoo.
Do all of his characters have the same birthday?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah, all the Wayuns.
All the Wayuns.
All of them.
So I was going to drink this Liquid Death, but I was going to drink it out of one of the beverage vessels that we got yesterday. But now I'm rethinking this because, I mean, first of all, Melissa made the super chiller sound extra cool. Mine is orange and it's got Orion on there, if you can believe that.
See, I should have brought mine. I did not think about a beverage.
Yeah, mine is downstairs at the, sorry.
It's pretty
like
good.
Mine looks exactly like Ryan's, except with my name instead of his.
It smells like innocence. It doesn't
so
really.
Pretty.
It smells like I need to give it a little rinse before I put anything in there.
Probably.
And then
That's a good idea.
here it is. So we also got this fun thing. It's a box.
Oh, look at the box. I love the box.
And in it is this fun thing. Ooh, Quark Industries.
I'm obsessed with the industries part. Oh,
maybe I should have rinsed that too. Maybe I'll just be drinking it straight out of the.
Take it out of a can, man.
Do any of you like just buy a glass or a container or something, then just drink straight out of it, or do you wash it first?
No one does
Wash it.
I always wash it.
Wash it.
Okay, then I won't do that. I'll just drink it straight out of this guy.
Oh my gosh, we're giving you good life advice.
Yeah, life hack.
Yeah, you don't know where that thing's been.
Yeah, plus chemicals.
Yeah.
So everybody at home, let us know what you are. No way. JR Pool, Zima. What? Who's drinking Zima?
Zima? Oh, that still exists?
I want a Zima so bad.
Wow. That's also a very deep cut B5 reference.
Tasted like Zima back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
It's tasty though. Anyway, so besides that, while everybody is telling us what they are drinking today, John, we only have you for a little bit today before you got to go run and play with
Duran. I'm not playing with Duran. I'm not going to be on stage.
You'll be like playing. You'll be like throwing the beach volleyball around.
We'll be doing that. If the beach ball comes my way, I will throw it.
So, can you tell us all of your experiences on Star Trek Day? You did like the purple carpet interviews, right? Who'd you interview?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. There was a lot of press at the purple carpet. I mean, you'll never see our side of it, but we were crammed in shoulder to shoulder. I can't even count how many people there were from various media outlets. I was actually standing to the side like this, holding a microphone so that my camera guy could actually get a shot of whoever I was interviewing. It was so
Wow,
tight.
that tight.
Yeah, but it was really fun. Some of the people I got to talk to were Michelle Hurd and Jonathan Del Arco together, which is super cool.
Nice.
And John Delancey was great. I got to talk to him. And then some of the Strange New World cast, Melissa Navia, Jess Bush, Christina Chong. I talked to Reggie Watts and Henry Alonzo Myers, the executive producer of Strange New Worlds. I got to talk to him. I think he was my last interview. Yeah, I was waiting for Kate Mulgrew. Kate Mulgrew talked to everybody around me but me. Every time it was almost time for her to move to me, somebody else jumped in front of me. And I never got her.
So you're saying
Darn
she's in
it.
high demand somehow.
Yeah, that was a huge bummer because I was all set with Kate Mulgrew questions, which I've never forgotten.
Okay, we got to know, what were you going to ask her?
Oh, God, like I said, I think I was going to start off with the fact that, Prodigy's mission statement was to bring the values of Star Trek to young people. And I wanted to know whether or not she personally felt the ramifications, the results of that, of people, if young people really have approached her and talked to her about what they've learned about Star Trek. And then I was probably going to ask her about being Janeway live action again. And then I was going to pull some shit out of my ass and try just improv.
Gross.
I'm not sure she would have appreciated that.
No, she would not have appreciated that. You never know how many questions you actually get. So you prepare like one or two, and then if you just happen to have more time, you just have to think on the fly.
Got it.
I was trying to make a joke about Screen Rant being like scat rant, but it didn't quite work. So I got to.
My question is, who's her stylist? Because she just looks incredible at every event.
She looked incredible.
Yeah.
Her outfits are amazing. I need to know more about that.
The hair, man.
The hair. Oh my gosh. From the front and the back. I was like, this is hair that even Gary McGluggich would love. Who was the Paramount guy who was in charge, who was obsessed with hair and Voyager.
He would approve.
Yeah.
Some high standards.
The red carpet was just a really intense hour. And then, as soon as it turned 12, I just dropped everything. I said goodbye to my camera guy and I ran upstairs to the party. It's to the event.
There are a couple people that I saw posting around, including in the live chat. Somebody just said it, but they didn't much care for Reggie Watts. First of all, this is not Reggie White, who was the incredible defensive player of the Philadelphia Eagles in the 90s. Everybody, nobody dislikes him. He's freaking amazing. Love you, Reggie. He's I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. But Reggie Watts
storm on the live streams. I'll tell you that.
Was
really?
Reggie Watts
it was
the DJ
so
guy?
It was just.
He was a DJ guy. Yeah.
I thought he was. I thought
I'm
he was
sure
really
he's
great.
great
was
on
good.
other
Too.
stuff.
He was funny.
I thought he was really
entertainment.
good.
It was the biggest cringe when you watch it on live stream.
Okay.
Okay, maybe
Okay,
in
so
person it was better
Anne
for
Marie,
us.
we didn't
Oh,
see any of the
it was
live
so
chat
painful.
Yeah.
stuff.
And
I
there
never
were
watched it.
3,000 people watching on both Facebook and YouTube together. And every time he'd come on, it was just thousands of people typing cringe. It was just, it was
interesting.
very
In the room, he was really
hard to
good.
watch.
Wow.
I wonder if it is a difference between in person and live, because my first
I was shocked
impression
that
live.
you guys didn't say it that.
Yeah, well, my first impression live was a little similar, where I was like, oh, this is a clash of styles, just kind of the way he did a very slow kind of beat thing. But then but that immediately subsided because he was funny, he was charming, he was entertaining, and
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed, and he was clearly a Star Trek fan. He was wearing a Star Trek uniform.
It looked like
I was
somebody
very
gave him a
happy
Star
with him.
Trek uniform to wear. And then it was just the way they filmed it, it was just totally quiet. You just saw a tight frame around him, and it's him making jokes. And it was just really uncomfortable.
Oh, because there was a good banter off of him and
Yeah.
Paul and Tawny Newsome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Live. They had a really great rapport on stage. So
That's so
not-
funny. It didn't
it felt
translate
funny.
on video.
Translate it
So if you
all.
missed it,
And all the
Oh.
comments on YouTube are what the hell was that DJ? It
Because
was
he
awful.
was
that's what you're
standing there
getting.
the
Yeah.
entire time. He was like the Andy Richter. He was like the third
Mhm.
person. He was standing
Everybody
there,
was
sometimes doing
bring back
stuff,
the
sometimes not.
orchestra, which I think are very much.
Well, an orchestra, sure. Maybe
It did.
both.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think, Shar? I think I stepped on what you were saying there.
Oh, I'm mostly just in agreement with you guys live. I mean, it was a little bit of a different change of pace, but it started started to click, and he was working the crowd very well, and the rapport with the host, yes, very good. So the live experience sounds very different from what you all saw on the stream, and sounds like you missed the best parts of that. So that stinks.
That's so surprising.
And maybe the way they chose to cut it together didn't flow the
Sounds
way
like it.
that we saw it.
Oh, that's a bummer because I mostly feel bad for Reggie because from my point of view, he seemed like he was a lot of fun. Actually, he reminded me so much of our guy, Andre Kottman, just with like a fro. And he had the exact same smile and everything. And so I immediately wanted to like him. But like, you know, I think he performed very well. And like the thing that he did best was that he did have that banter with the hosts. And that's what made it so fun. And that probably got lost in the translation of the camera work. Oh, that's such a bummer.
Yeah,
it's like that's what happened.
Camera work issue. Because also the way they were shooting it made the room look pretty empty, even though like when they would like zoom in, it didn't look as empty. It just
I heard that from a couple people too.
Really, it was not empty.
Weird. Yeah,
it was
definitely not. We were there.
Wow.
It was very bizarre.
It was like the four of us and you know,
and all of the heads in front of me.
I mean,
all of my photos are like that too.
Yeah.
And Scott Baker's popcorn.
Oh, that was the best. But yeah, I mean, it was still really amazing, and Star Trek Day is still amazing. But it's really surprising to hear the differences between like being there and watching it.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So, John, were there any surprises when you had your interviews?
Surprises?
Like surprise answers? Or, I mean, you said Michelle and...
I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to rewatch the videos yet. Like this whole day, I've been in Cobra Kai mode. So I haven't seen anything. So I barely recall, but when it was a blur. That hour just went by so fast, and it was so manic. I don't recall any surprises. I know the things I most vividly remember were I asked John Delancey what of the new Star Trek shows that he likes, and his answer was like, I don't watch any of them, sorry. I was like, oh, okay, womp womp. That was
it. Was like, I'm busy working, young man.
Yeah, exactly. He told me an amazing story. I do not recall now. But he told me an amazing story about how he was cast as a Q, and I wish I can even remember a fraction of the details he told me, but it was great. I mean, I hope everybody gets to watch that video when it's finally up on Screen Rant, because it was a great story. And Henry Alonzo Myers, I asked him about his side of how the crossover with Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks happened. So he told me like the whole backstory of how that came together, and it was really great. And it gave me a little update of how far along that episode is.
Oh boy!
Nice.
So that was fun. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Is that anything you can share with us, or something that's more like stay tuned for my article?
Yeah, it's more like I don't remember what he said. So I will also stay tuned for the article because I don't remember anything. What did I say? What did we say? It's a mystery right now.
That's completely fair.
Henry was great. Henry was super nice. Got a chance to speak with him a couple times as well yesterday, and we're hoping to have him on this virtual TrekCon channel or on the 7th Rule. So really hoping to talk with him. He's super. Is anybody not nice? Well, actually, don't answer that.
Oh my gosh,
that's more of a rhetorical question. Yeah, everybody's so freaking nice, especially when you're talking with like the producers and the writers and directors. They're all Star Trek fans, and they're so great.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so great.
From Melissa and Charles, my favorite memory of the party afterwards was, I was with Ryan and Sirach, and I introduced Sirach to Mike McMahon, and then I kind of nudged Sirach to go talk to Henry Alonzo Myers, and so I got to kind of hang out in the periphery while watching them talk to each other, and it was so much fun watching them both nerd out to Sirach. They're both giant Space Nine fans.
That's so cute.
Well, Mike McMahon's been on the 7th Rule before.
Yeah.
Cute.
But Henry has not yet. He will.
Right.
That is so cute. Oh.
That is
and
so
awesome. Amazing. Oh my god.
My favorite answer of the day, and this happened 2 or 3 times, was when I was talking with somebody, some kind of producer or showrunner of one of these Star Trek series. and I mentioned the seventh rule, and they go, "Oh, I know. Sirach just told me about that." And I was like,
That's our
"That's
guy.
our Sirach. That's our guy, right?"
He's always working the room.
Nice.
Yes, he was.
That is great.
Oh, and I also like, there were a few other things I saw like in fans pre and post pictures, and there were some really like not underrated, but like not like touted celebrities like on the Paramount Twitter feed. But my favorite were like Bijo Trimble and her husband were there. Like the people who saved Star Trek with their letter writing campaign. I was just like, the people in this crowd who just look like normal people, like from the big crowd shots, are incredible. And a lot of Deep Space Nine cast was like that too, where you'd zoom in and you just see them like in the crowd. It was so amazing.
Oh yeah, they were there, just chilling.
So cool.
So,
Char, I
John,
zoomed in. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Char!"
John, I know we only have you probably for another minute or so before you got to run. So, do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom you'd like to impart on us before you run off?
Not really. So the Star Trek Day event was really great. I only saw the Picard trailer and all the stuff in the room. I haven't even had a chance to watch any of that stuff back yet. So, I'm looking forward to having some time this weekend. I'm going to D23 tomorrow. So my whole weekend is packed.
Oh boy,
but,
busy.
Yeah. At some point, I hope to actually sit down and get to watch this stuff at Star Trek Day that I did see in the room, but haven't had a chance to really look at. I don't remember anything about the Picard trailer. I thought the scene with Melissa Navia from Strange New Worlds that they showed was great.
Yeah.
And I love the lower decks not panel, but the whole discussion when they were talking about like their worst Star Trek memory, and Paul Tompkins talked about like hitting Patrick Stewart in the face accidentally with his hand.
Right.
I thought that whole thing was really well done. Like that was really funny. Most of that I felt like was really well improv.
And I love your pictures with Jess Bush on Twitter. You guys look so cute together.
Thank you. I did get to say, after I interviewed Christina Chong, there was she started to walk away, because when I met her at Comic-Con, I posted this picture of us together, and I said about how she was my favorite, and then she responded to me that you're my favorite too, which is like the greatest thing that's happened to me all year. And so when she was walking away from this interview, I actually all of a sudden I yelled out, "Am I still your favorite?" And then she turned around and said, "You're my favorite."
He said, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Well, I know you.
I was like, my God.
That's
So those
awesome.
are the little memories I take away from Star Trek Day.
That's a
All
heck
right,
of a
John.
moment, though. That's great.
Yeah. And we're all jealous of you, but also happy
Very.
for you. But thanks for playing with us. Go have fun at Duran. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I wish I could stay a little longer, but I've got to go.
Tell everybody where they can find you online so they can see your Duran tweets and your Cobra Kai tweets.
Yes.
Yes. All my Screen Rant work now will be 100% about Duran. You can find my writing at screenrant.com. You can find me on Twitter at Back of the Head and Instagram at Back of the Head. And that's it. So hopefully early next week, my red carpet stuff is at Back of the Head.
Nice.
And then probably Monday or Tuesday, I hope we'll get the Star Trek interviews up online.
All right. Well, thanks very much, John. We'll see you soon. Okay, pal?
Well, thank you guys. It's always fun.
See ya.
Nice to see you.
All right, guys, take care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you too.
One.
Thank you.
Have fun.
You too. I will.
Oh my gosh, how fun is his week?
I know, seriously. Anne-Marie, thanks for adding his handle in the live chat so everybody can just copy and paste that so you don't have to remember it. Couple people gave me their email address when I was at the VIP reception afterwards, and I was like, I'll remember it. I don't feel like typing it into there's too much stuff to type into my phone, but now I wish that I had somebody like Anne-Marie just typing it into my own personal live chat so that I could just copy and paste it, because now I'm like, what was it again? Probably Gmail. Anyway.
Probably.
Right. Probably.
It's a good
guess. Now, if we're talking old Star Trek actors from like 90s and before.
You mean legacy?
Legacy, there could be some AOLs in there. They can be some
Hotmail.
Yahoo.
Some Yahoos.
Is Rocket
Prodigy.
Mail still a thing?
Oh my
What
gosh.
is?
Rocket Mail.
Oh,
Rocket
MySpace.
Mail. Wow, sounds like Marvel.
No.
I'm
Sounds
just
fun.
No, Rocket Mail was a real thing. I don't know if it still exists, but anytime I hear, I'm like, yeah, I'm a Rocket Man.
Sometimes I see some that are like, how is that even a real thing? Where they're like at Speedster Online or some weird thing where you're like, what was this, like a 2-month thing in like 1989 and you just stuck with it? You know, one of those like startups.
CompuServe.com.
Yeah, like weird little things. Anyway.
Some of them still exist. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. My AOL addresses got retired back in like 1995. So
wow.
But that was like one of my very first online experiences was the AOL Star Trek chat rooms. See, that was bitching.
See, I never used those, but that was quite a thing.
It was fun. It's fun. You could pop in there anytime and there's somebody there and you're chatting Star Trek.
So it was like a Star Trek chat room.
And the writers would lurk in there
Yes.
sometimes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, did they? Oh, I missed that part.
Robert Hewitt Wolf did.
Lucky.
And then later on the news groups, I discovered those. And then I discovered fanfic. And, you know, it was all crazy from there. Yeah.
All right. So, everybody in the live chat, let us know. There's one, Scott Jensen, GeoCities. Yeah, let us know
GeoCities!
the most obscure,
oh, my heart.
The most obscure email provider or whatever that you know.
That was
GeoCities is pretty
WebSpace.
solid.
It was WebSpace, and now there's an archive because GeoCities shut down, and there's RioCities that has some of the old websites still alive.
Wow.
Yes. Also, Angel Fire. Does anybody know whatever
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to Angel Fire? Because that was
Good
where I had my
question.
very first webpage.
Scott Jensen
Wow.
mentioned that too. I've never heard of it.
Me
I forgot
neither.
about that.
It was one of those free hosts where like you get a whole meg of web space, which
Yeah.
in 1995 you could do because all you're doing is writing text. But that's
That's
why
where,
like
like,
how to write
everybody had,
HTML in a
like,
day.
Old TV show websites.
Sounds
were
like
there.
sounds like a superhero, you know, Angel Fire.
Angel
She
Fire.
flies around. She's got like red hair. She throws fireballs and stuff. You know,
Man,
that
if it would have
saves the
been that
day.
cool.
An angel. Yeah. Well, Melissa, why don't you tell us your entire experience at Star Trek Day, starting from when you were getting ready?
So I was getting ready and it was really hot. And then I left in my car that was really hot. And and then I got to the Skirball Center and, you know, checking in with the COVID people for the vaccine stuff. And then I feel this tap on my shoulder and then a kiss on my cheek. And I look up and who do I see but Mama Nana visitor and her husband Matthew. And it was so great to see them both because it's been since the beginning of COVID since I've been able to see them in person. I missed them in Vegas and you know, so it was great to see her and because it was great that she came over and said hello, and so that was wonderful. Great way to start it off. And then I go in and check in, get this cool little bracelet and awesome ticket. This is the little ticket thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, awesome ticket. And then there's that giant hand where you could take a picture. And then outside they had this thing called Dragon's Breath.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah. What's
Melissa,
that?
I got to
Need to know
stop you
more
for
about
just
that.
1 second. We've got royalty in the live chat.
Ooh.
You guys, Dr.
What?
Samuel Beckett is in the live chat right now. Quantum Leap himself. Oh boy.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Hello, Sam Beckett. It's so good to see you.
He's
Please
coming
say
over from
hello to
CompuServe.
CompuServe, all the way from the 90s. Web
Yeah.
TV email as well. Anyway, I'm sorry, Melissa. Please continue.
Yeah, I want to
That's
know about
okay.
this Dragon's Breath thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
What was that?
it's some weird puffy thing on a stick, and they stick it into liquid nitrogen. I think that's what it was, and they freeze it, and then you pop it in your mouth, and fire or smoke comes out of your nose. That part was really funny, but it tasted really gross.
Huh. But dragon's breath sounds so delicious.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be sweet, and it wasn't. It was just it was kind of like a bugle.
Oh, like the little
bugle.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
That reminds me.
Frozen bugle.
Snacks.
Yeah, I do like bugles. I remember those. We have two
but
remaining.
I didn't like them frozen.
Welsh treats.
That's so weird.
We have Quavers. We have Walker's Quavers cheese and Walker's cheese and onion. So we'll just go. We won't do a poll. Everybody in the live chat, do we want with or without onion? Because we know we're going to do a Walker's cheese, but do we want with or without onion? Keep in mind that I've had a very long, rough week. So you want to pick a nice, easy one for me.
Yeah. You don't want bad breath on top of having a rough week.
I just don't, onion. I don't know.
Well, the onions don't usually taste like onions, though, right? Onion chips.
Yeah.
It's onion flavor, which I don't know if that's better. That's probably worse.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to encourage or discourage anything. I'm not trying to
Okay.
sway the poll.
Everyone's saying with onion.
Not
with
everyone.
onion.
JR
Let's
Poole
torture
says
Ryan.
without. Glenn Iverson says no
okay.
onion. See?
Okay. And Pat P did just pop up with no onion.
Okay.
Pat Benatar, right. Peter C without. All right, without is making a comeback.
There it is.
Whoa, Linda Anderegg says she bought caramel bugles tonight. That's interesting.
Oh, that would be
That's a
interesting
thing?
to try.
Huh. Okay. That's new to me.
Oh, I love caramel.
Donnie Pearson says Walker's is the British equivalent of Lay's. Interesting. So if you say that you had a nice Walker last night, we know what you're saying. You like good exercise.
Oh my gosh.
Spent the night walking like Christopher.
Good one.
Oh, get that cowbell out.
No artificial onion. Scott Jensen says don't mix onion with that liquid death. Boy, it is really, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll just leave it.
Well, he
That-
is the
It
liquid
sounds-
death expert.
That's true.
Sounds very indecisive.
I think we're going without because you're right. If Scott Jensen says he's the liquid death
Could be
expert,
dangerous.
he says there could be
Mhm.
crazy explosions and emulsifications and stuff. I
Oh
don't know
my
what that words mean. I
gosh.
forgot, but I
Say
know it is
what
a
now?
word.
Whoa.
No,
Like-
you don't want
No.
any of that. No.
We don't want you to explode on camera.
Like
That's
what
not
does
worth the
emuls-
risk.
Emulsive.
It means that like oil covers it or something that's like water resistant.
It's mixed.
So
It's a process of dispersing two or more immiscible liquids together to form a semi-stable mixture. Okay, yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. It's just
It
a
might
word
happen
that
in your
popped in my
stomach
head, and
if you
now I
eat it.
wish it hadn't, because it doesn't even make sense in the context. But I don't want it, so I guess that works. All right,
Oh, sounds
and
like
good job, you
bubble
guys, for
guts.
knowing that word, by the way.
Bubble guts. Yeah.
All right, says sounds like bubble guts.
It doesn't smell bad.
That's good.
Mm.
Oh, they're bigger than I expected. I thought they were like Fritos, but they're kind of like
They're like big
Fritos that are a
Fritos.
little
Bigger.
thinner, but twice the width.
Yeah.
Wavy.
Wow.
Crazy
Mm.
wave.
And they're pretty light.
Okay,
and
now
crispy.
can we go back to Melissa's story?
Yes, I'm very sorry.
I want to hear
Oh.
more about her adventures.
The grade on this is good.
So
All right.
that's great.
Glad that business is up there.
Anne Marie's pissed.
I just want to hear more about actually being there in real life.
Okay, well then after the dragon's breath, I ran into none other Mr. Andre Cotman and Scotty Baker. And Scotty had just gotten a henna tattoo on his arm, which they were doing there of the Klingon symbol on his arm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I saw Dave Zapone and Judy. I'm thinking downtown Julie Brown, you know. But I ran into them and they were looking for Ryan. And then
they are with 455 Films. They're the ones behind the Voyager documentary. Dave Zapone is executive producer. Judy is co-executive producer. Mm-hmm. And I did see them there and we spoke and we had fun. And then afterwards at the reception, but they're great people. Yeah. They're super fun. Dave's a little more chill. Judy's a little more like, let's party, you know, but they're good people. So it's great to see them there.
Nice. And then Andre and Scott gave me a little tour of all of the festivities that were going on. There was a little photo booth that takes a picture of your aura. And then there's another booth where you get these thingies. And then, you know, popcorn and raisins everywhere. And
oh, those raisins were hilarious.
They're so great.
Yeah.
Sounds like my couch cushions.
The Boimler raisin.
Yes.
Family raisin.
Yeah. So a lot of fun going into the reception. And then the actual event was really fun, although we all were separated. We had assigned seats and none of our friends were
thumbs down
sitting next to each other. And yeah, that was.
You guys were all sitting next to some of my friends though, but I didn't know the people. Actually, I had an empty seat next to me. So John Orchiola came and sat next to me, which was kind of cool.
Strangers or just friends you haven't met yet, or me? I don't know. I don't remember the
people you don't like that you haven't met yet.
There's a Fairhaven quote of that.
You never know.
Yeah, but I guess it was okay because we couldn't really talk to each other during the thing anyway. So
maybe that's why they did it. They didn't want us like going,
everybody shut up.
Right.
That's probably why they did that.
That probably.
Jerks.
Yeah.
Who are you sitting next to, Shar?
I honestly don't know who they were, but they were fun. They were cheering. We were loud. We were, you know, exchanging smiles and happy reactions and whatnot. Fun people. I have no idea who they were because I'm socially inept and I didn't ask their names. But we had fun.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so polite. The first thing I do when I meet Star Trek fans is like, have you heard about Virtual TrekCon? Give me your phone and let me subscribe you. Yeah.
I saw our buddy Scott Baker was sitting next to a Q cosplayer who is our good friend Christopher Carter. Christopher Carter, shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
We know
they were
him.
Like the stars of the stream. They got cut to like 5 times, and every time Scott Baker was eating popcorn.
Popcorn Scott, that's his thing.
And his popcorn.
Classic.
That's such a Scott thing to do.
Yeah.
Who are you sitting next to, Melissa?
2 strangers, an older Bajoran gentleman and a couple who had masks on and a lot of snacks. They had a lot of snacks they were eating during the thing. But you're on mute.
That must have been fun. But I was like, did they pull the mask down and put the snacks in the mask like a trough so they could just be like,
oh, that's
there you go.
Oh, that's so gross.
You know, are they doing that?
No, they didn't do that.
Oh, well.
No, they looked cool when the live stream cut to Melissa and her like seatmates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were just you know, they were a couple and they were chatting with each other. So you know, and then I forgot to mention Randy, Frank, and Nikki.
and Nikki's mom.
Yes.
Of Lambda Quadrant,
they're
good buddies.
Quadrant, yeah. So they were fun to you know, pal around with, and we saw Shar. It was great to see again in person.
Yes.
in less than a month after
Like-
having not met in person before. So
Forever.
Right. We're on a roll. Although, are there any other
Yeah.
events coming up that we're going to see each other? We're probably going to be cut off for a while.
I can't believe
Yeah,
you guys
actually-
aren't going to the Sound of Music sing along at the Bowl next week.
No chance
I
in
just,
hell.
I
But
just entered a contest
Sunday,
to win
this
tickets.
Sunday is the first week of NFL football. So maybe we'll all see each other at like a bar cheering on the 49ers or something.
yeah.
No, I don't really watch football
Probably.
anymore. Sorry, guys. I'm a
Hmm.
hockey fan.
You like the Ducks,
Nope.
the Kings?
Well, I mean, I don't hate them, but they're
Oh
not
wait,
really
where are
good
you
right
from
now. So-
originally?
Originally from Wyoming, so I'm an Avalanche fan.
I thought.
I was
so.
gonna
Colorado
say-
team.
I was
feel like
gonna
you've told
say
us this before.
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Yeah, the
Yeah.
champions right now. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
My life from Tokyo says 49ers, no way. Excuse me, Will you name the Tokyo team that has ever beaten the 49ers?
Shots fired.
Oh, and
my
I'm sorry. I'm
goodness.
sorry, Paul Wright. I will never talk shit about the Bengals because I always forever feel bad that the 49ers beat them both times in the Super Bowl. I was rooting for you guys last year. I was rooting for you guys.
They were good.
But yeah. Anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
follow football anymore. I used to be a big Broncos fan because you grow up in
Yeah.
Wyoming, you're in Broncos country. But
Right.
I
Sorry
don't
about
know.
the 55-10 that the 49ers did to get on.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We talk about the 97th Super Bowl and thereafter, except for that
Yeah.
one that was really bad, like what, 2013? Yeah,
Oh.
that one doesn't exist either now.
Yeah.
There's
no.
a lot of
There's a lot of disappointing Broncos Super Bowls.
we're gonna start fights in here because I'm seeing Raiders stuff and Broncos stuff. We gotta keep the Raiders and Broncos apart. You gotta keep those people do not know how to play together nicely.
No,
Yeah.
that's more
Uh,
intense than Avs and Red Wings. Like
Same thing
that
with-
rivalry's fizzled.
Seriously. Same thing with anybody in the NFC North. Those guys do not play. You see, Anne-Marie, the NFC North has the Great Lakes teams like the Vikings,
Yeah, I know.
the Bear. Okay.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay. The Packers.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to move on past this. I know you guys are clamoring for more football.
The Broncos are
But-
just getting dissed so hard in the chat right
Oh,
now.
no.
I'm laughing, you guys. It's not nothing personal.
Anyway, Lambda Quadrant. I didn't want to say that it's always great to see Nikki and Randy
Yeah.
of Lambda
They're
Quadrant.
so
You know what they
fun.
should do? How cute would it be if when they're doing like online persona stuff, they change their last names to Quadrant? Like, I'm Randy Quadrant, I'm Nikki Quadrant, I'm
That is
Anna
cute.
Quadrant, you know?
Well,
And
they were like live tweeting the whole event from inside.
Mhm.
Their Twitter was hilarious, especially like all their talk about Tyler at Pottery Barn. Like, I was it was,
Okay, the
Freaking
Pottery Barn
amazing.
partnership thing.
I
What do you all
love
think
it,
about
but it's
this?
Hilarious. Well, I love it because like that's like the first step to becoming like stylish and having like merchandise that people respect. I feel like because like Pottery Barn does those like really stylish Star Wars partnerships, and like it is nice. Like if I feel like I mean obviously it is expensive. I'm waiting till it goes on sale, but I
Hang
feel like
on
it
one
is actually
second.
cute.
I just totally checked a text and came back, and I feel like I went through a time warp because we're talking about Pottery Barn all of a sudden. How did
Pottery Barn
Yeah.
teams.
How did we
It was
start talking
announced
about
yesterday?
what?
The
Yeah,
partnership.
Alex and Tyler.
Pottery Barn team after the prototype of that pew pew.
Oh, the gray prototype. That was great.
Yeah,
Okay.
the like $100 pajamas that they've got going on.
Yeah,
that sort
but
of
like
stuff.
I will say, like a second
Okay.
after it got put out, like Bree messaged me like, I just ordered the sheets.
Oh yes. I
Of course
apologize
she
for
did.
doubting you, Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I don't know how I feel about Pottery Barn. Like I'm not a shopper there, so I don't understand why this was a thing. It seems really out of nowhere, but if they're doing things with Star Wars, then that is probably the
It's
connection.
really random to start there. Like, for example, they could get some like stuffed animals or like Murph plushies. It's super
Could we
random. that
please?
Their starting point is like a very expensive Pottery Barn collaboration. That said, like it is nice to see Star Trek at any store.
That's true.
We're like
This is
so
true.
starved for it, and like it would be nice if there was
Yeah.
more merch. Like it was a little sad that they just had one table and that fits all the new merch that's out for the year. Like we should definitely have more merch. Except and then there's like that whole Star Trek official store, the Starship is Landing line, which is like there are a million iconic phrases from Star Trek, and that's what they chose. So I went on and bought a bunch of stickers because it's hilarious. I want to remember.
That's been so
like,
much fun. What is the Starship is like? The best part is when they drop that bomb, the Starship is landing.
So
I think everybody felt like we're supposed to be like, yeah, but everybody was like, whoa.
Oh, it was the best thing since it was Brent Spinner's birthday, like when they got that run. But everyone was like giving them the benefit of the doubt for a day and saying like maybe it has to do with something getting released on Star Trek Day. And we're not meant to understand it, but no, it's just somebody who doesn't watch Star Trek came up with.
They're just trying so hard to make it a thing, and the more they fail, like the funnier it is. I hate to say.
The first time I ever bought anything from the official Star Trek store.
Oh, really?
Like such a
was that
the Starship has? Because really, how often have we focused on the Starship landing in Star Trek?
It's so funny.
Only like in Voyager when they're crashing.
A couple times.
Well,
most of the ships don't land.
Recently, Deanna Troi won.
Well, and then
she tried to park it. It was out of control.
Prodigy landed.
Slick roads.
They just somebody came up with it who doesn't watch Star Trek. Yeah, it's so funny.
Prince Julius says Anne-Marie's enthusiasm is just so infectious in a good way. Thank goodness it's in a good Paul Wright says blue alert.
That's right. Condition blue, that's landing.
Okay. So the Starship has
Trekcore, like will not stop tweeting about it, and it's like the funniest thing. Their detective work trying to figure out what it means.
I just keep thinking of Mean Girls. You know, stop making fetch happen.
Yeah,
right.
It's never going to happen.
Right.
I've seen like 10 people tweet that today too.
You know, one of my screenwriting teachers wrote Mean Girls 2, which I haven't seen either one of them, but he wrote Mean Girls 2, I believe.
All right.
So go ahead and check that out.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I think that we should all, like, in the coming days, try to make a shitload of money off of coming up with Star Trek themes that are not really like things like you know, like I can't even personally think of one that seems as funny as the Starship is landing or has landed.
Okay, I have an idea.
Is landing.
So then this is kind of mean but also funny, when like Reggie was beatboxing on the live stream and it just was not translating to virtual, people were like, wow, this Starship really has landed.
So I have an idea. We put a bunch of stuff into an AI machine and it gives us our catchphrase. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make t-shirts and
that's what happened, I think.
It's going to be a whole thing.
But it's my favorite thing. I think it's my favorite thing since this POC helmet of like stuff that doesn't actually show up in Star Trek or isn't like a catchphrase. It's so funny.
But it sounds like it could be, but it's not. Hi, Katie. How you doing? What's your catchphrase?
Snuggles.
Snug. See, now I'd buy that shirt.
Actually, it's Mochi Love.
Mochi Love.
Baby. Anyway,
I've been snuggling my cat all day.
The Star Trek store said every week of the month they're going to release a new line of things, and the Starship is landing was the first week. So I can't wait to see like what happens next week.
Wow! So,
but if you want to buy something, they have a 25% off code that might still work today, called like Star Trek Day 25. That's how I got my Starship is landing stickers.
Nice. I'm curious to know how off the rails this might go.
So, well, I don't know. I woke up and checked my Twitter and I had like hundreds of notifications on chains I had been on about like how funny this catchphrase is. So I actually want to know like how are the sales? Like, I can't be the only one.
I bet they're going to be
'cause it's
great.
so hilarious.
So we've got a poll right now in the live chat, and there are going to be many more. These are just 4 quick examples. What do you guys think will be the next fun theme or saying after the starship is landing?
These are good choices.
Food in the transporter room, Klingon kissers, Helm sweet Helm, or put phasers on warm.
Oh my gosh. Can you see the crochet of Helm sweet Helm?
Yes,
Yeah.
I voted for that. I'll buy that too.
Somebody please make that. Please.
The problem is it's hard to come up with things that actually don't make really any sense. Like the starship is landing almost it
Okay, we
uses
have like
words we
900
recognize.
hours,
Right.
or 1,000. I mean, at this point, probably like 900 hours of Star Trek. Like, it is really hard to come.
Yeah, it is hard to come by whatever that was.
That's why you get the AI to do it.
Yeah, the AI will come up with some great stuff.
Oh, funny.
It always does.
Jim Westbrook says this is a weird poll.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Kimber Spores says the Doctor's Delight. But it's no apostrophe S. So it might not necessarily be the delight of
He's
the
just
Doctor,
delighted.
but it might be the
They
Doctor's
are.
delight ... in who knows.
I like the variance in meaning. That could be fun.
TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri says warp speed savings.
I feel like car dealerships have done that before.
If that's not a Ferengi slogan.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what is.
We really need to see that on lower decks now. Can you imagine?
Warp seat blebly savings. Yeah.
Oh my god, so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, back to we are still talking about Star Trek Day, right? I almost forgot.
Sure. Yes.
So Anne-Marie, I feel like honestly, I missed most of Star Trek Day because I was actually boots on the ground with Melissa and Shar. But what did we miss online? Like, were there crazy tweets out there? Oh, Anne-Marie's frozen.
Okay.
There you go.
But
I mean, like, what were there things that were shown online that we didn't see, in our little box theater?
So, I mean, it looked like you were being seated during the red carpet. So unless they were like showing the red carpet footage in the theater. So I actually was like very touched.
Yes.
So Jackie Cox and Mary Chieffo, I think were amazing.
Oh,
They
They
got
were
on their
cool.
seats so well. They looked spectacular, and it just like it's so obvious they love Star Trek, and it really shines through. But I thought it was like really beautiful how like obviously the elephant in the room is that Queen Elizabeth had just passed.
Right.
And they started the live stream by talking to Sir Patrick, and
oh wow,
which was just like very lovely, and he said some really beautiful things. And I was just like, I thought like, first of all, that just kind of like transitioned the day really well, and also kind of like exemplifies how Star Trek is really global and it's relevant to everything. That was wonderful. And then like,
because they shared this beautiful moment together that I'm going to share with you.
I know,
now.
the best moment. I know.
There it is.
Yeah,
everybody.
there it is.
When she knighted him with a batleth, kind of.
That is one of my favorite pictures ever. But it was really beautiful. And he also had like some really lovely things to say about the new king. So that was a great way to kick it off, I thought. And also like how many franchises can like kick their special day off with an actual Knight of the Realm? So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then all of the interviews were wonderful.
Especially Kenneth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenneth
One Trek fans mentioned Kenneth Mitchell. Hey, Lisa.
And it was really fun because Kenneth was wearing the Roddenberry shirt.
Yes.
With like Doug Jones, like Saru as that. What's it called again? I'm blanking on the name. The one where like he's holding his eyes. You know that movie?
Oh yeah, I don't remember what the alien was in Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. So that was, and Mary Chieffo said she bought it for him in Vegas, which was so cute.
Yeah, cute. So sweet.
Yeah, I mean, the red carpet stuff was really fun. especially because like after the beginning, they kind of started ad-libbing a little and just like stopped reading the cue cards like exactly. Which I love when Jackie Cox goes off script. It's really fun.
She was fun.
She's amazing. What a great presence wherever she is.
She cracks me up so much.
Yeah.
So good.
So
yeah, they got the
wonderful.
right people in there this year to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel so spoiled because she lives in my neighborhood. I always go to her live shows.
So
nice.
So much fun.
That's so cool.
And then, yeah, so, and of course, like another highlight was Kate Mulgrew. She just was like freaking radiant. And then, sorry, I'm like getting behind in the live chat. I guess the other thing is like showing the crowds. That was super fun to see, like while watching it virtually. And I saw a lot of comments that were like, we actually wish we could have seen the crowds a little bit more. And like also during the red carpet, if they had showed like the fans getting ready and shuffling in, because there was such great cosplay.
There was.
And then I think that's probably like the only thing on the live stream that you guys didn't see. But some of the other stuff that was cool that was going on Twitter was people tweeting their pictures from like all the different places around the world that had the Delta set up.
Cool.
Like Chicago's, I saw some from like the Water Tower Mall, which were cool. I mean, I'm partial because I think the New York ones were the coolest because they were right by like the Vessel and Hudson Yards and the Shed, and it almost looks like a little bit Star Trek spacey in that area. And then of course, like I don't think I saw any of the Brazil ones get retweeted, but like Melbourne had some really cute ones. That was fun. And then
yeah, we missed all of that. I'm still trying to comb through the tweets in my timeline, but oh my gosh, I'm so behind. I don't know if I'll ever get caught up again.
I know. So good.
What about what Matt Boardman is saying? He said poor Terry Metalis took a lot of heat over the designs of the Titan A. I personally love it. What can you tell us about that, Amory? Because I'm gonna be the first to admit, you guys.
I tweeted it out to you online.
Oh, really?
No,
not about the ship.
Yeah, it was.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about ships.
Going crazy.
And I know there are a lot of people that watch Star Trek for the ships, and they're like, Galaxy class, no, Constitution class, no, there's, and they're like super into it. And I'm like, it's so over my head. If Andre Kottman were here, he could explain it all to us. But I hope one of you guys knows about ships.
I don't know about ships, but all the tweets seemed like it's just people who don't like new Star Trek. And they started by like complaining about Alex Kurtzman era Trek, and then like used the ships as an excuse to like get super toxic. But I just stopped reading.
From what I've seen, it's been a very small minority of people just like crapping on as many people's accounts as they possibly can.
Wow.
Block and move on.
Exactly. Yeah. And I will say too, like the live streams, like it was so fun that you get to talk to other Star Trek fans while you're watching it. It's a lot like virtual TrekCon. But the downside is that it attracts, like, there's so many trolls that it's like, okay, why are you wasting like hours of your day on here if you don't like it?
That's what I don't get. Get a real hobby. Try to make some friends.
I mean, I just ignore it, but it's sad when people get upset about it.
Well, and like Tawny Newsome said at the beginning of the show, yeah, all Trek might not be for you, but there's got to be something, pick something that you like and stick with that. And
we have more than ever.
I know. Why do we have to get negative with it? It's
because that's all some people know how to do. And I'm sorry, but that's sad. Find something that you love. Talk about that. Your energy attracts the same kind of energy. So if you want positive energy, put positive things out there in the world. If you can't find that, well, then you're going to get what you deserve. But a lot of us aren't having it. So
and personally, I thought the Picard trailer looked awesome.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here's my question for you guys.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah. And the Beverly call, like,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, the cheers in the auditorium as her face hit the screen.
Yes.
Everybody was like, Terry Metalis was tweeting like the reaction from the crowd in real life. I was like, this is amazing. She so deserves it.
Yeah.
But I saw like one article that's because obviously like we talked about it on the main viewer a few months ago. like how Terry Matalis was saying there's something like this new season is going to relate to the TOS movies. So there have been some articles written like looking for clues of that. And I guess they had some matching like shot for shots from like Star Trek 2 and 3. And then obviously like the collar. But one question is everybody wondering if that was a Breen that's like shown on the screen for a second.
Right.
Ooh, I didn't see
She
that.
was
That's
in a
exciting.
coat.
Yeah.
Right? She was in like cold weather clothing.
Yeah.
So,
What is that about?
What is that about?
Super fun.
Yeah.
We've got
We get to
another
find out in
poll,
February.
everybody. Yeah. We've got another poll, everybody. It's another next best theme or saying after the starship is landing. Possibilities are Ryza slug for moisture. Uniforms are to be worn. Another pip for ensign. Here goes my saucer section.
What does
These are
that
all
mean?
So good.
Who knows? That's the tough part. Is it's hard to say
Wow.
something that
Oh my God,
doesn't
they need to hire
really
you.
makes.
But
I
here
don't know. I
goes-
still can't top them. I still think
know.
they're winning in this. I've come up with 8. They came up with 1, and their 1 is better than my 8.
Yeah, no, but
God.
here goes my saucer section. That's great.
That's gold.
Especially
I don't know
because they
what it
sell
means, but
coffee
it's
mugs.
gold.
Like up another pip for ensign, because that would show kind of a lack of knowledge.
Right.
Okay,
Sure.
after that email release,
Right.
that like hilariousness, I like favorited them, like added them as a VIP, so I never miss any of their emails. So funny.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. So a Breen, that would be really cool. Hopefully we get to learn more about the Breen, because that's always been that
would be
mysterious
amazing.
race
Oh,
that, you know, the
Yeah.
theory is that they're like wolf looking things, but I think that's only in like books or comics or something. And we know that nobody's actually seen their faces, but the Breen are cool, right? We
I
want
love
to
when
know.
people do Breen impressions
Kira
too.
has, because she stole their uniforms twice.
Well, people say that she stole them while they were in the shower. So people still don't know. That's like the well-known headcanon on podcasts and Twitter. So funny.
Yeah. Well, they were showering on Kardashian.
So funny.
That's funny.
This is all very confusing. Well, Melissa,
Mhm.
what was the ultimate highlight of Star Trek Day for you? I know, crazy question.
No, because there were several highlights. One was the kiss from Nana. That's always going to be a highlight.
Sirach
Heck
is so
yes.
jealous right now.
Because, well, he should be. I will take it. But that was another highlight, giving Sirach a big squeeze because he's awesome. But up there, well, and then seeing Chase, of course, is always a plus. And then seeing Jackie again is also a plus, always a plus. But I did get to meet 2 new people yesterday.
Oh boy.
And they're pretty exciting. And I don't really go gaga or fangirl out too much over people, but these 2, I was like, oh my gosh. The first one was Sirach introduced me to Christina Chong.
Mhm.
Nice.
Hannah La'an, and I got to tell her what an amazing job she did in Strange New Worlds, and she was just stunningly beautiful and wonderful. You know, she's got a very warm energy about her. And
That's what I noticed as well.
well, besides that dress was knockout.
That was an awesome dress.
Yes, she looked amazing.
Yes.
And then the second new person that I got to meet was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Nice.
How
Oh my
awesome
gosh.
is that?
Yo,
Did you see
that's
that
great.
he tweeted today and he included a picture of
Yes.
him and Bonnie?
Yes.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a highlight too. Oh,
that's
really
awesome.
great.
Bill.
Yes.
I grew up watching Bill Nye the Science Guy's show.
Yeah, and
I was a
I
Mr.
never
Wizard
did that.
girl.
and
No?
I was so
No, I
I
never
was
grew up.
so taken
Go
with
ahead.
his
Oh,
bow
well.
tie. I'm sorry. I had to throw in the bow tie, but it was on
point.
Yeah.
Nice. I did not get to see Bill Nye at any of the event. I just saw the
Oh.
photos afterward. I'm like, oh, he was there? I love Bill Nye.
You know, the
That's okay.
first
There were a
time-
couple people I didn't like. They were there,
That's
but I did not
crazy.
see them.
My headcanon is that Shar knows everything related to Voyager at all times in the universe, and he considered Bob Picardo.
Like, yeah, I
You know,
mean,
the first
yeah, he's
time-
very much involved in the Planetary Society
Yeah.
along
Yeah,
with
he
Bill
is.
Nye.
Mhm.
So that was a whole thing. Like he and Kate
And Tim.
Mulgrew, they
Mhm.
all took a photo together. Super cute. Yeah, like that just happened. I think that happened in the VIP area where like us regular fans were just escorted away from. So I didn't get to see any of that.
The VIP stuff was really fun.
I bet it was.
Sorry to say. You know, the
No,
first
it's
time I
okay.
ever
You know
met-
what, Ryan? You
Bill
hooked me up with a
Nye.
ticket to be there in the first place,
Yeah.
and I am grateful. Thank you.
Well, I
Mhm.
didn't. The good people at Paramount Plus did. I was just a vessel in between the two.
Look, no, you were the connecting factor. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they don't
but they're
know who
good
I am.
people. No, they're great. And it was very nice of them to allow me to add some names to that list. But you know, they know who the
Yeah.
good fans are, and so they like to hook them up. But I do want to say that the first time I met Bill Nye was when I was working at a restaurant in Studio City, and it was
Wait,
right across
the
the
Bob
street
Newhart
from.
restaurant.
Nope, another
Oh
one.
my God.
This was in Studio City. The Bob Newhart one was in Westwood.
Mhm.
But a nice little triad came into the restaurant to eat, and it was across the street from like the, a couple of studios. So, we'd always get a lot of people in there that, were recognizable. And this triad of Bill Nye, Ed Begley Jr., and Bob
Oh.
Picardo
Wow.
came in. And I'm like,
It's like Future's
I
End.
know.
Wow.
I know.
Holy crap. What a
And
trio.
so they come in and they
Wait,
sit down,
Ed
and I'm
Begley
nerding
Jr.
out.
in the EMH.
Yes. And I'm nerding out, and everybody else is like, dude, it's Bill Nye the Science Guy. I'm like, yeah, and Bob Picardo. And they're like, who the fuck? I'm like, shut up. Dude, he's so much
come
cooler.
on.
But then, so
Do you
everybody's
not watch
fawning over
Voyager?
I
Bill
know.
Nye and then the bike riding, Ed Begley Jr. And then when
Mhm.
the three of them were leaving, I wanted to give Bob a little love. And so, I said, hey guys, thanks, see you later, whatever. I try to always be, nice to everybody. And then when Bob went by, I said, and especially good to see you, or some extra little thing like that. And I think Bob was definitely
Were you
not
hitting on
used.
him?
Yes. And he was definitely not used to being the recognized person of that trio, because he told me, he's like, oh, thank you. Or he just kind of seemed like, oh, well, like that. And I'm like, good, man,
Aw.
get used to it, pal. But
No.
Bill Nye and Ed Begley are great too. That's fine.
Yeah. Was he wearing an awesome bow tie back
Of
then?
course.
too?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes. He
How cool
I've
is
never seen him
that?
not wearing that.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Love that.
Okay. So what about you, Shar? Did you have an ultimate best moment of all time ever
Best
yesterday?
moment. Okay.
At the event
Here was the thing that
specifically?
took me most by surprise was how tall Tawny Newsome is. Like I did
Mm.
not realize in person, like she's way taller than I thought. Like,
Tolly
she's
Newsome.
got some height to her. Yeah. Like, and
Yeah,
look, I'm
she
5'3".
does.
That's not much of a comparison, but she got some height to her. And she looked absolutely freaking stunning, gorgeous. Did, I think, a great job of doing the hosting duties. She's such a good improviser. You can
Exactly.
tell that, like,
That's
when
exactly
things
it. Yep.
kind of went a little
Yes.
awry, she had this. She was fine.
Yeah.
Just let her do her job, propters.
she's
She's great. So I'm fully in love with Tawny Newsome, although I was before, but even more now. And
yeah.
she's fantastic. I love her. But also co-hosting
Mhm.
with Paul F. Tompkins, that was mwah. I love the podcast that they do together, the Pod Directive, but I also love Paul F. Tompkins from BoJack Horseman.
I
because
know what he
played
said.
Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, really?
He
Interesting.
said crossover, and I was like, What is this?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, BoJack Horseman is my husband's favorite show of all time, so we know that show very well.
And
So
then
just
no one
to
laughed
see,
at my joke in the live chat.
I'm so sorry. I would have laughed.
What
if I
was your
there.
joke?
What is this, a crossover episode? 'Cause that's what he says in every episode of BoJack.
Yeah,
Horseman.
if you watch BoJack Horseman, you know that's a thing. And if you live in LA, you should definitely watch the show if you haven't, because there's so many inside LA jokes. So anyway, enough on BoJack Horseman.
Kind of something. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the biggest thing for me, was just like, oh wow, she's pretty tall and she's really freaking good at this job. Let her do it again.
Yeah. And she and Paul again riffed so well off of each other.
They really did.
They know what they're doing.
Chemistry on stage. And there were times when I could see Dr. Miglimo in Paul or vice versa.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
Like, I can see this. It's
they
like
are
your
one and the
pet
same.
starting to look like you.
Yeah, I love them. I love them so much. They're a great dynamic duo, and I hope they get to host again next year. That was my big takeaway. Ryan, how about you?
I hope they don't get to host again next year.
Why? Because you want to host?
I'm just kidding. No, they were great. I was very pleased with their improvisational skills as well, and I definitely noticed that. It keeps it fun and light. And if they're going for something that's hyper professional and hyper serious, then maybe you don't want that. But I don't think that's what they're going for. I think they're going for just like, hey, we're having fun. Everything's cool. Look, if it's somebody we don't know,
this year and last year.
Yeah, if it's somebody we don't know, like if it's just two hosts that have nothing to do with the Star Trek community, then they probably want them to keep straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Because we're like, I don't know who you are. I don't, but if it's people we already kind of know and like and want to like, we're going to laugh at whatever they say. So they're free to show off their skills and have their fun and do their thing. You know what I mean? They're good at what they do. We're going to give a lot of leeway because we want to hear it. They're very charismatic. I thought they did a fantastic job. I thought that the music guy did great too, because he matched that charisma and he matched that banter, and he was kind of like the third member of
and the energy
their crew. Now, I had forgotten though that last year they did have a full orchestra. That's true,
which was amazing.
That is really tough.
It was an amazing orchestra.
I forgot about that. That's pretty good.
But it's a totally different style from orchestration.
I mean, this was so bad. I definitely was like, I'd rather they just play Star Trek theme songs and like in between, because they're amazing. But I mean, it's probably also because like I don't know him and I just like Star Trek people.
I didn't know him either.
But, it was bad.
Lucia reminds us that Mika Burton and Will Wheaton were on last year.
They were amazing last year.
They were also
but
great.
I think she's.
It was definitely a different feel, though.
She's in Europe, which I was a little surprised that they weren't hosting again this year because they did do such a good job. I hope they get to do more things in the future together because they were great.
Maybe they'll.
But she's kind of having some fun, living her best life. Whatever, fine.
Okay, so everybody in the live chat, if they continue to rotate for Star Trek Day, the third one in 2023, who would you like to see as
obviously
the two people?
It would have been Jake.
Marina Sirtis is going to have to be. I want Marina Sirtis drunk.
Oh my gosh!
And
so much sass.
With
so much
who
sass.
would be a good person to have?
Man, that would never stay on the rails ever.
Jonathan Frakes.
No,
those
it has
two.
To be
I
she doesn't even
wow.
know. So like, some dude that's like petrified. Let's just like maybe the poor kid that plays Doll right now. I can't remember his name.
I was just thinking Brett
So he's
Gray.
like 8.
Yeah,
Brett Gray. So he comes on. He's ready. He's trying to be like perfect. He's reading the teleprompter. He's smiling. He's great. And she's just like, "Oh, young man, go get me another martini, damn it."
I mean, he can hold his own with Kate Mulgrew, but they broke the mold with Marina Sirtis because she's sass plus.
Yeah, Marina
she is. And if you get drunk, Marina Sirtis, nothing is staying on topic ever. Like that's just going to float wherever it goes, and you would better be okay with that. But that would make an incredible dynamic. Those two trying to run the show, and that is not a professional production. That is just going to be fun. let them have it. That would be great.
Oh yeah, and to answer your question, the highlight for me was maybe just the reception afterwards, just because I had more of a chance to talk to people, even though it was only a certain group of people. It wasn't like everybody but I had more time to do it. Like I arrived kind of later to, before the thing. So I didn't do a lot of mingling. I just kind of showed up for 15 minutes and then the show started. But then afterwards at the reception, we hung out for like a couple hours. I got to talk with a lot of people that have been guests on our show on the Seventh Rule, a lot of the producers and writers, and talked to a couple others that would like to come on our show. And I'm like, well, I tried to ask you last week.
And you never responded to Instagram.
So, but anyway, so that was really fun. And also just kind of seeing old buddies and making some new pals. I was pretty low energy and sleepy yesterday, but it was nice to at least be low energy and sleepy in a place that was very fun and enjoyable.
I love how they're doing
hospitable.
These like VIP events for media, and like you also run all of the huge Facebook groups, and like the biggest podcast shows, and then all the journalists. I feel like it really shows through then in the interviews that come out the rest of the year that like the talent and the people behind the scenes actually are interested and really like take the time to get to know you. So then the
everybody feels appreciated.
Coverage seems, and like it just seems more like organic somehow when you read all of the interviews later on.
Okay, how about
so cool.
Drunk Marina and Brent Spiner? J.R. Poole mentioned
or
Billingsley. He also mentions
Billingsley. Oh my god.
Billingsley.
Wow. Okay, you want to show off the rails?
Yeah.
Hire any of them.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that would be a trip.
And then throw JG in there. You got.
That's just pure chaos.
Yes. Dude, if you have Bob O'Reilly and JG Hertzler, that's already so like there's not one word from that teleprompter will be read or uttered.
But a lot of hats.
Kimber Spores in the chat suggests Jack Quaid and Carl Urban, which would be an incredible pair if you actually do want to have a serious but funny, but also in control production.
Dude.
That could go off very well.
Okay. And I feel like we should have said at the top of the show also that obviously we know there was a lot of news revealed at Star Trek Day. And
was there?
We're going to have to talk about that more at the Main Viewer, the news show on Tuesday.
Galenda shows her VTC knowledge. She says JG and Silent Bob. That was very funny because we had JG and Bob was not able to. We couldn't hear him, so that was very funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Anne-Marie, you're absolutely right. Everybody, there's a lot of news. The thing is with all the news that happened at Star Trek Day is a lot of it is still kind of ripening in a way. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stories, like they drop the announcements, but sometimes the story is the fan reaction to the announcements or the actors' reaction to the announcements and all this stuff. So we will be covering all of the actual news and information on the Main Viewer, which is more of a news show. That'll be on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Today, we're more just kind of talking about live. Today, we're mostly just talking about our experiences during Star Trek Day because it's chill. It's Friday. Relax, guy. Get a drink.
Otherwise, you would just hear me ranting about Carol Kane for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Really,
that was a surprise.
Can I admit that when they said Carol Kane, I was like, Carol King? The 70s singer that's really and they're like Carol Kane. And I'm like, I don't even know who, but everybody was like,
you will once you see her.
Kane. I'm like, I don't know what this means, but
it's good.
She's great. She's
okay.
Really
what do you
funny.
guys know her from? That's so great.
Saturday Night Live, and
I've heard of that.
She was in the Scrooged movie.
Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah,
she's Granny in Addams Family.
Yeah, she's been in
won 2 Emmys for Taxi.
Oh yeah.
I could not watch Taxi.
She was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for Hester Street. She's amazing. I just love, and it's so inspired. I'm going to say it a million times to have a 70-year-old woman as a chief engineer on the Enterprise. I think that's so inspired and amazing. And I'm on like cloud 9 about it. I love it.
Should be good.
And her family
Princess
pack
Bride
is amazing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and
Yes.
Princess Bride.
Humperdinck.
So those memes have
God
already
save us.
started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's amazing.
I don't really
I'm so
know much
happy.
about any of that, but
Oh, and Rebecca Romaine just released like a selfie of her and Carol like while they were working, and it's just adorable and such big smiles. I love it. Amazing.
okay,
work.
that's cool. But still, it would have been cooler if it were Carol King. Can we all agree
And
on that?
I actually don't agree. Carol King's amazing. So happy.
Okay, everybody in the live
Fight,
chat, we
fight,
only have a
fight,
couple minutes
fight.
left and we're going to go, but Carol Kane or Carol King? Now, that beautiful song, So Far Away, It's Too Late, bunch of others that I can't think. Actually, wait, I got a computer right here.
Feel like a natural woman.
I don't think so. That's
You make me feel.
oh, I Feel the Earth Move. Oh, I didn't realize that was her. I Feel the Earth Move. That was a big one. You guys, come on. Did Carol Kane sing any of those songs?
No, but
No.
Not that we know of.
it's
That's true.
like
Two different
comparing
art forms.
apples and oranges. I mean, they're both wonderful in their respective.
I do like apple juice and orange juice. That's a good point.
You can have both.
Mhm.
All right. Maybe you're right. Okay. Anyway, so the end of the poll is here, and 15% said Ryza slug for moisture. 18% said uniforms are to be worn. 18% said another pip for ensign. And 50% in the winner, here goes my saucer section. Anne-Marie,
Yes.
how do you see, these are just words, but how do you think they would be said on Star Trek? Like the here goes my saucer section. How do you think that's delivered?
Oh, that's totally like, here goes my saucer section or something. I don't know, but they sell mugs at the store, so I could see them doing that thing.
Like it has a top, but it's like the saucer, and then you know.
And it also like doesn't make total sense. So
Or what about
No.
if like they emphasize the my, they're like, here goes my saucer section.
mm,
And then we're like, whoa, that was funny. Anyway.
I would buy stickers of any of these.
Okay. So to close out the week, everybody, yesterday, the Seventh Rule released our review of the most recent episode of Lower Decks. Go check that out. It was episode 3. By the way, when I saw Mike McMahon, I thought it would be so clever because everybody's saying happy Star Trek Day to each other. So I came up to Mike McMahon. I was like, hey, happy season 3, episode 3 of Lower Decks Day. And he's like, oh, hey, but I don't think he got what I'm not very funny. And it sounded funny in my head. But when I said it, he was just like, oh, thanks very much. Yeah. Oh, you saw the, and
You're not in the writer's
It's
room.
probably not you, Ryan. He's probably so busy making the show. He has no idea what episode is airing right now.
That must be it. Yeah, I'm sure the showrunner doesn't know what episode. It has nothing to do with
he's
my
got
delivery.
so much going on up there. Like, unless he's
He
looking
does.
at the schedule. Yeah.
He's doing 2 shows. In fact, he's showing 2. He's freaking brilliant. Anyway,
Whew, that's too much, man.
love that dude. And he's so freaking nice to all of us. God bless him.
Where he got a third.
He's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love that guy.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, go check that out, everybody. On Sunday, the Seventh Rule will be releasing the first segment of our review of Check's Notes.
Era.
Yes. Season 7 of Deep Space Nine, episode 14, Chimera, with Melissa joining us, of course, and the aforementioned J.G. Hertzler, because
Woo!
he plays that changeling Loss, if you recall.
Yeah, the one loose end in
Lost.
Deep Space Nine ever. Does Lost get that disease? And what happens to him?
Would have
Yep.
had to, right?
So
Because-
sad.
And
That is
then
sad.
on Monday, that's at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern on the Seventh Rule channel on Sunday. Then on Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, You guys get your hankies out because it is time for the 7th rule to release the full review of It's Only a Paper Moon. You may have heard of this episode because it is a great one and because it's a Star Trek episode and you've heard of all of them. But this is a great one, so go check that out on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Then on Tuesday, on the Virtual TrekCon channel, we've got the main viewer where we're talking about all the news of the week. Boy, oh boy, there's going to be so much more news. By the way, Prodigy is coming back October 27th.
Yes.
That's super exciting.
A 2-Star Trek
Finally.
day, Lower Decks finale and Prodigy.
We're going to be doing double duty, everybody. So that's on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's live. We'll be talking about all the Star Trek news of the last week, and you will love it. Then lastly, on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, we will have a Falling Towers review of, well, that's right, it's Saturday Morning Cartoons Month. So it will be the Smurfs, everybody. Melissa Longo will be joining us. I know.
We've been talking about this for years.
Reviewing the Smurfs. And a couple days ago, Falling Tower released our review of Transformers, the original one from the 80s. Even though I don't know if it was a Saturday morning cartoon, I feel like it was like an after-school cartoon, but whatever. And that is Muhammad is special guest co-host on both of those. And our guest is Rico E. Anderson for that one. So go check those out on Falling Tower. Now, Shar, can you tell everybody where they can find you and tell us about your audio podcast drama thing that's kicking ass so far? Anne-Marie was telling me something pretty funny about it today.
Oh yeah, cool. Well, the very last episode came out on Monday.
Okay, wait.
Season.
Okay,
what
wait,
you got?
really fast. I have to say my favorite quote from it so far. With regards to alien hookups, it was like close encounters of the third base or more kind.
Oh yeah.
The brilliance of Shar, everybody.
It's really good. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, not at all. Thank you for promoting my product. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out my audio drama, it's called The Zibs Misadventures in Space. All episodes are available now. I don't know if we're going to make more or not. It's one of those things where like we just got done releasing the thing. So let's take a deep breath. Also, I'm going to work on transcribing the episodes so that there are closed captions, and I'm going to put videos of that on YouTube so it's more ADA accessible. That's the next thing for me. And then after that, I don't know. And otherwise, you can hit me up on Twitter. My handle is Oh the Profanity, and that's where you can see all the other shenanigans that I'm up to.
Okay, I have to add also, there's some really fun mission log people, personalities, voices who do some of the voices.
Yes, we have some mission log folks. We've got John Champion, Norman Lau, Earl Green, Ashley Victoria Robinson, among others from the Legion of Stupid.
It's really fun. And then also, Shar, don't you have a Lower Decks podcast?
I do. It's called Second Contact. I'm doing that with my longtime co-host, Tristan Riddell. And we release
To the Journey.
To the Journey. Yeah, we're still doing this thing.
When did the episodes drop?
We released that. We try to release them the day that the new episodes come out. So it's like a same day drop. We get up in the morning, we watch the episode, we do the commentary track, and then we release it so that if you just can't get enough, you've got some more things to work with. Although, this season has been a little difficult because we had Vegas on a Thursday. That didn't work out. And then yesterday was Star Trek Day. So we recorded this morning, but season 3, episode 3 is out.
So Second Contact.
So we are on it.
Check it out, everybody. So that's anywhere you find podcasts. You just type in Second Contact and it should be there, right?
Yep. It's on all the things.
Awesome. Thanks. Good knowledge, Anne-Marie. Where can everybody find you so that they can just follow your Twitter when you tweet all this stuff out to them?
I'm just like the queen of retweeting. So at Anne-Marie Siegel 1, I'll put in the legend.
And Melissa Longo, oh my goodness, you have a new website to talk about. But we're out of time, everybody. So sorry. So we'll see you. No, just kidding. Can you tell us about it real quick?
Yeah, it's a partnership that I've started with my friend Quan King, and the website is called the Introverted Republic, and it is a site that whose goal is to be a home to multiple artists' websites. So you can discover different works of art from many people. And then she asked me to Walking Art, made by Melissa, to be the first featured artist for this website. So, and we've been working hard, and we're working out a lot of kinks, but there's some there's some the new Trailblazer for my silhouette line is up and ready to go, and some other stuff that is in the works. It's being put up all the time. It's
nice.
Yeah,
that's where you can
That's
get your
awesome.
Nichelle shirt too, right?
Yeah,
which is so cool. I've got to get one.
Thanks.
And those things were sweeping STLV. I felt like everywhere I went, people were wearing them.
Yeah. Katie Carr in the live chat says, I called 1-800-FIND-BEV and they took my call. We are missing out on something I've never heard.
What is this?
1-800-FIND-BEVERLY.
Well, obviously, also, we'll mention it again more on Tuesday, but the Nichelle Nichols tribute was, I think, everybody's like favorite part of the programming.
Celia Rose Gooding did such a great job of introducing that bit. Oh, my heart.
I know.
It was lovely.
It was great.
And amazing they donated the Star Trek United Gives to Nichelle's like preferred charities.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And everybody, you guys can find me, whatever, Virtual TrekCon, Falling Tower, The Seventh Rule on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. You can also find me on Twitter if you'd like to follow me. Ryan TG Husk. Sometimes I change it to something else, but that's what that is, at Ryan TG Husk. I had to add the G because somebody already took the T. Like maybe there's a Ryan Thusk out there.
What?
Maybe
Man.
there's a Ryan Thusk. What kind of a last name is that?
Crazy.
No offense, Ryan Thusk, if you're out there listening. There's probably a Ryan Thusk right now going like, whoa, we're practically the same. And I'm making fun of his last name. And he's like, I hate you now. I didn't mean that. I think Ryan Thusk sounds like a great name. Anyway,
the next Lower Decks episode.
Yeah. So everybody, thanks for playing with us. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you, Just Rosie, Bob D, Fran Iverson. Please feel better soon. If not for me, then for you. I don't know what that means. That's our next Star Trek t-shirt. Jim Westbrook, Paul Wright, David Gregory, Katie Carr, Scott Jensen. Thanks for the beverage recommendations. War Dog Hive, live from Tokyo. That's my Galenda, Prince Julius, One Trek Fan, Kimber Spores, David Gregory, and so on and so forth. Mohammed Noor just showed up. Hey, way to show up. You know what they say in French? There's a saying in French for Mohammed. It's tu arrives après la bataille, right? Which means you arrive after the battle. It's like the person that you've cleaned up the entire house, right? You've cleaned, everything's good. And then somebody shows up and they're like, all right, I'm ready to clean. Here we go. What do we got? And you're like, dude, it's over. It's all done. Thanks for showing up.
Hey guys, what did I miss?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for popping in, Mohammed. We're just kidding. We love you. See you on Tuesday, buddy. That's about it. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for starting your weekend with us. Go drink, go chill, go be merry, and see you next time. Melissa, you look like you're going to say something. Hurry, you got 5 seconds.